Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about menus, and we're going to be making two types of menu here. The first one is going to be a simple navbar, and then the other one is going to be a sidebar. We're just going to use some of the things we've learned so far, and I've taken some colors out from here to use. So let's quickly put in our boilerplate, and I'll call this menu, and we put in our style. Okay, now inside of this I'll create a UL, and in the UL I'll give it a class of navbar, and inside the UL I'll create an li. Let's call this, it will be a link, because so we have to put in an anchor tag, and then let's call this home. I'll duplicate this 4 times, that's 3 more times. We'll give this about, we give this services, and we give this contact. So if we save this now and we run our live server, this is what we're going to have. Alright, let's begin to work on them. So we're going to first of all target the navbar, and then for the navbar we have to remove these bullet points here. So we do that by using what is known as the list style, and we set it to none. Okay, so if I save now, you see it goes away. And then the next thing we're going to do, let me kind of change the font so that we have something nice. So font family, for the body we can get a font family of let's use Arial vertical sans serif, so it changes. Alright, the next thing we're going to change in the navbar, we're going to change, let me space this out, we're going to change we'll give it a margin of 0 and the padding of 0 so that it will come to the edge. Padding of 0, remove every padding, remove every margin. So we save, and you see that. Then we are going to give a background color of pound 9C27B0. So let's see that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is let's give it a border radius of 5 pixels. Okay, alright, now we're going to then target the li, and what we'll do for the li is we will float it to the left so that everything will come to one line. So we just float, but we'll float to the left, but then something is going to happen. When we float to the left, you see it all goes to the left, but then we lose our color, our background color. So to fix that, we have to come back to this, our navbar, and give an overflow of auto, and we're still going to go further to look at what that means. So but let's just take this and continue. Alright, now we can continue to style. After we're done styling the li, and it is common practice that you don't put just li, because there might be other li's in the document, and when you put it like this, it's going to affect all of them. So you should put it inside the navbar, so that we know that we are targeting the li inside the navbar. So nothing will change because it's like a parent-child relationship. Okay, next we are going to target the anchor tags which are inside the navbar. So we have navbar that has a child of li and has a child of a. So you can see the relationship here. The navbar has li and a is inside, so that is how we can do that. So we're going to change the display. I know we've not talked about display, but we're going to look at it soon. Block, and then we're going to set our text color So I think I chose a color here, pound 212121. So, and then we're still also going to remove that underline by setting text decoration to none. So that underline goes away. So the next thing we're going to do now is a kind of space them, and we'll space them by using padding. And for padding, we want the top and bottom to be 15 pixel and the left and right to be 20 pixel. So you can see we have something looking very good. So you can see we have a navbar already. And then what we can now do is a kind of give it a hover effect. So for the hover effect, LIA hover. So for the hover effect, we're going to change the background. We're going to change the background color to, let's say, pound 7B1FA2. So that is a color I picked from there. So, and then we're also going to give it a color of text of, or we can leave it like that, but if you want to change the color to pound, okay, let's just leave it like that. So if we save and then come and hover, so you can see what's happening here. So I believe you understand what this means. So this is one of the navbar we've created. So the second navbar we're going to create is not a navbar, it's going to be a sidebar. So how we're going to do this is just to copy this out of here and paste it below. And I'll change the class to because if I save now, we're going to have two of that. So I'm going to save it to change it to sidebar, and let's put some break here. Okay, now we're going to make this, we are going to make a sidebar here. So what we're going to do now, we will come down here. So let's start styling the sidebar. So I'll target the sidebar, and then for this, the first thing we're going to do is to remove the bullet points, that is by list style none. So if we save, the bullet point goes away. Then we're going to add a border around it, less 1 pixel solid, and I think we're going to use pound BD. So let's see how that looks like. Okay, now let's give the border a radius of 10 pixel and you can see that there. And then let us give it a width, so it doesn't, because now it's going to stretch across the whole thing, and it's a sidebar, not a full screen bar. So let's give it a width of, let's say, 300 pixel. Okay, now after that, by default we have a padding of 20 pixel here, but now we want to give it a padding around it. So we're going to give, and this padding will overwrite the default one, so 20 pixel. So we have this. All right, that is that for this. Now we're going to target the li. So sidebar, the li inside the sidebar. Okay, let's work on that. What we're going to do now is we'll first of all increase the font size. We make it a bit bigger, say 18 pixel. Okay, and then we put some space between them using line height. Let's use 2.5 m. Okay, and then let us give it, let's try to, because we are going to remove this one when we target the anchor tag, but we want a border to separate them. So let us, okay, let's take care of that first. Sidebar LIA. So we want to remove the border, so we do text decoration none, so it goes away. Now let's put a border to a kind of separate all of them. So we're going to add a border here, border bottom, and we give 1 pixel. Let's use a dotted border this time, dotted, and let's use the same color we used for the other one, which is pound BD BD BD. So if I save now, so we have this border separating all of them, and we really don't want this border here because it's like it's not really looking good. So there's a way we can target this, which we're still going to talk about in details, but I just want to take care of this here. There's something called the nth child of an element in a list. You can target different elements in the list, or you can target the first child or the last child. So in this case, this is the last child in the list, so I want to target that. So I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this and paste here, and the last child is a pseudo selector child, and okay, so we will do border for the last child. We don't want any border, so if we save, it goes away. So this is what we have now. So we are almost done. Let us try to just put what happens when we hover. So I'll copy this and paste here, and I'll just put this to hover. So when we hover, we just want the text color to change to, let's say, teal, and that is it. So if we hover on this now, you can see it changes, and you can change this text color if you want to. Alright, so I really don't like the blue color we have here, so I can change that by coming here and changing the text color to, let's say, pound 333, I think. So I think this is okay. So if we hover, we get that teal color, or you can change to whatever you want. And I want to also show you something. Now we just have 4 text here, and when you shrink it, it's okay. But if you get more text here, you realize that it will begin to come on other lines. So we are going to talk about, when we talk about responsive design, we're going to see how we can address that, so that after we get something like this, we can kind of have a drop down menu, or we center it or something like that. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.